안녕하세요. 비트플랜비입니다. 골드만삭스 최연소 임원 출신 라울파를 아시나요? 수십억 달러를 굴린 헤지펀드 매니저이자 천재 투자자인 그는 비트코인은 거스를 수 없는 혁명이자 새로운 금융 패러다임이라고 말합니다. 2020년 예언 이후 다시 움직이기 시작한 라울파엘. 그가 다시 경고합니다.
You guys, stop. You are all way too bearish, for sure. Will it go up? For sure. Are we anywhere near a top? We're fucking nowhere near. So the common refrain I get on X is, oh, look, Raoul, he's the banana boy. So people are like, has the banana zone been cancelled? Is Raoul a moron? Yes, I am an utter moron, and I will take that all day. However, the banana zone is a multi-phase affair and a multi-month and over a year affair. And those of you who expect number go up all the time are only remembering what the banana zone is at certain periods of time. Your number's not going up because you own a bunch of shit alts and you're like complaining. Okay, I get it. Let's go through this again for you morons out there. The banana zone starts. This is the banana zone in the box. We then have a corrective period. Look at this. Corrective period, corrective period, corrective period, corrective period. Does this look any different than this one? No. And then what happens? Banana zone phase 2. Banana zone phase 2. Banana zone phase 2. Then we have another corrective zone. And you're all going to be throwing your toys out the pram. It's all over. It's just like 2021 again. Blah, 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 blah. And guess what? We will correct. And it will go higher again. That's how the banana zone works. And you guys have to learn patience. I know I say this all the time. NASDAQ, let's talk about equities. You guys are nervous Nellies. This is like one of the most bearish ever readings in the history of the NASDAQ. They're all going to make us die because this is what happened in 2017. It played out again. There we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 30% corrections. In fact, many of them were almost 40%. I don't remember this. Well, I do remember the one in June, July, because I sold out at about 2,000 in that one. But generally speaking, you don't remember this stuff because in the end, the gains compound. So it's really important to zoom out and realize volatility is part of the story. It is how you get the impressive gains. You can't have them without the volatility. Volatility is what keeps leverage in check, keeps the market healthy. So it's very healthy market right now. When we go back to 2017, January, like now, came out of the gate, collapsed. Why? Because financial conditions had tightened. And then it went up, recorrected, and didn't get going until mid-March. Where are we now? Mid-March. Guess what's likely to happen? Number go up. What happened that time? It fucking went up. Big time. It went up 23x. It will not do that again this time. But the point being, it's all to play for. And we will get massive volatility in the middle, and you won't believe it, and you think it's going to be topping, and every FinTwit moron will be telling you it's topping. It won't be. We've got plenty to play for. Bitcoin, 14-day RSI, double bottom oversold. Okay, every time that happens, goes up. Sometimes it has this sideways consolidation period, then goes up. The percentage of stocks trading with an RSI of less than 30 is almost record territory. And guess what? Global M2, because the everything code drives everything, drives NASDAQ too. And you guys trying to sell the NASDAQ here are selling something that is perfectly priced for liquidity. And we've had these liquidity air pockets in the past. Liquidity air pocket is when liquidity is not rising, NASDAQ overshoots, it recorrects, comes back down to trend, and then follows liquidity. Remember, NASDAQ has a 97.5% correlation to global total liquidity, which is the index that we use on a broader basis. 97.5%. Bitcoin has an 89% correlation with global liquidity. Meanwhile, the game has moved. The game is always moving, my friends. The game has moved to total liquidity. In the US and everywhere around the world, total liquidity includes M2. It includes net liquidity at every single major economy level, net liquidity, plus M2. And M2's largest driver is the dollar. That is what they're now doing, which means that they're pushing the monetary policy onto the balance sheet of the banks themselves. Total global liquidity is the big one. M2, very useful number because it's a large part of it. Okay. NASDAQ and financial conditions way overshot. Financial conditions are going higher with a 6-month lead. NASDAQ undershot. I would not be surprised if it bounces. NASDAQ, all of you, there's so many people on Twitter who just hate technology. They hate the fact that the number goes up over the time. They hate the fact that there's a bunch of large companies who make money. They want it to be about small companies. They want it to be about value investing. It ain't so. This is the largest observable trend of our lifetimes, is the log regression channel in the NASDAQ. Get over it. We're here to make money, not fucking be a justice warrior. And here we are in the sort of correction phase that we get often in the NASDAQ to drive the type of returns that we get. That's 17, 18% a year returns from the NASDAQ, and you get larger returns. Other thing, we just had a massive move in the dollar. Bitcoin versus the dollar. Every time you have a massive move, Bitcoin goes sharply higher. Okay, so I think you're getting the point.
라울팔의 인터뷰 영상 잘 보셨나요? 라울팔의 인터뷰를 요약하자면 걱정 마라인데요. 그게 과연 우리 같은 개미들한테 위안이 될지는 의문입니다. 우리 같은 개인 투자자들에게는 좀 더 실질적인 무언가가 필요하겠죠. 그래서 준비했습니다. 구독자분들을 위해 비트플랜비 베테랑 트레이더와 프로그램 개발자가 힘을 합쳐 보조지표를 개발하였습니다. 초보자부터 경력자까지 큰 도움을 받을 수 있는 지표라고 자부합니다. 보조지표 이름은 알파빗으로서 자동으로 구동되며 유료로 출시될 예정입니다만 구독자분들께 보답으로 선착순 50명만 무료로 배포해드릴 예정입니다. 또한 성의 있는 사용 후기까지 적어주시는 5분께 알파빗 지표 평생 이용권을 드리려고 합니다. 신청 방법은 자막의 전화번호로 자동이라고 문자 보내주시거나 더보기란 또는 고정 댓글 확인 바랍니다. 많은 참여 부탁드립니다.